Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got just a few DC updates today, and I want to talk about that biggest rumor involving Zack Snyder attached to Justice League and Man of Steel sequels. Is that true? But before I get into that, I want to thank three new members of the Ping Pong Flix Show. I want to thank Brian Cowley, Taongo Ananunakai, and Superman, along with the rest of the Ping Pong Flix Show family. I hope you enjoyed today's exclusive access member video, which is pretty much my first college film, short film, utilizing pictures in a way to show off animation. So I hope you enjoyed that little tale about a little alien that the military has to deal with. Yeah, it was quite an interesting time in my life during my college years. But let's get into some DC news. The first topic up is James Gunn apparently wasn't stopped from using any DC characters in the Suicide Squad. In a question that was asked in a comment that James Gunn responded to, in which he said that he wasn't stopped at all of using any of the characters, meaning that he could use every single character that was in the Suicide Squad trailer in that roster. He chose, and there's no studio saying you can't use that. There's no studio saying you have to use this. Every single character he was able to choose and say, who do you want in your Suicide Squad? First of all, what movie you want to do? He wanted to do the Suicide Squad. What characters did you want in the Suicide Squad? He chose those characters, and he got what he wanted. And to clarify that, James Gunn did actually say, said, this is true. I considered many more well-known heroes and outlaws, but I want to stick with Ostrander's original vision of mostly second-rate antagonists. That's an innate tragic element to supervillains who aren't even that good at being bad. And that's alluding to that old comic book, that all those old characters that you see there, and a lot of them are in this movie. And that's why it looks so old. It looks like that, very colorful, very like 70s look. That's where he gets it from. See, he was even asked, what about Kite Man? He says, I love Kite Man, but he's been fucked with and used as a punchline so much in the comics, sometimes in wonderful ways. I didn't think it was the freshest way to go, but who knows what the future holds. Meaning, there could be a Suicide Squad 2. The Suicide Squad, not a Suicide Squad, but the Suicide Squad 2. Directed by James Gunn. If the Suicide Squad is successful and he's able to make more, then yeah, I think he'll gladly try to make more out of that. He does have one more movie at Marvel, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and then that's it. That's all he's gonna do over there. He could possibly come over to DC, in which DC is pretty much telling him, you can do whatever you want with your movie. You can put blood, guts, gore, whatever, any single character you want. You can put your own James Gunn quirkiness in there if you want to. It's up to you. And so I think that would really entice other directors to join the DC universe, including James Gunn himself, right? So there are some exciting things. Now, we know there's DC FanDome, the second part of DC FanDome coming right away in September 12th. The panels are already there. You can go on schedule.dcfandom.com to actually look at the schedule, what's involved in that, what kind of panels are there, but nothing really that big. I mean, nothing. It's not Hall H. It's not Hall of Heroes anymore, right? We already got are pretty much all the golden nuggets that we wanted to get, right? But it looks like they're maybe planning something more. Not DC, but maybe Warner Media, actually. Warner Media, AT&T, specifically HBO and HBO Max. They trademark an HBO FanDome and HBO Max FanDome. I'm not kidding. This is where I got it from, right? So Amre Kaya, he's a scooper out in for Hollywood. He's a reporter, especially for comic book movies. He says, as others have noticed, Warner Media properties are all trademarking their own FanDome events. HBO and HBO Max just trademarked HBO FanDome and HBO Max FanDome before DC FanDome launched a Harry Potter FanDome was trademarked. Harry Potter fans, you guys are going to get a FanDome. What? That's crazy. But the best part is the HBO Max, HBO FanDome. Also shown here at Dark Knight 83, HBO Max registered a trademark for their own FanDome. HBO FanDome, HBO Max FanDome, publishing of books, magazines, publication of text and graphic works of others online featuring articles, novelizations, yada, yada, yada. That's pretty much a basic trademark there. But what does this mean? What does this mean? Well, what is on HBO Max, or what is coming on HBO Max? I don't know. Zack Snyder's Justice League. This could be another way, another, possibility to get another look at an upcoming FanDome that they had not scheduled, but they trademarked, another look at Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is exciting. Not only that, we never got a sniff of anything about Justice League Dark, and that's supposed to be on HBO Max as well. We never heard anything about Green Lantern Corps. That's supposed to be on HBO Max as well. So if they already trademarked HBO FanDome and HBO Max FanDome, then it's suffice to say we'll probably get a lot of those titles that are supposed to come to HBO Max, and we're going to get a good first look at a lot of them as well as second or third look of, I don't know, when's the next Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer, right? And possibly more. Let's not discount the fact that there could be more coming out for HBO Max. HBO Max, that's their ship right now. This is Jason Kilar, his ship for HBO, for Warner Media. They really need to make HBO Max work, and what better way to do that is to slam and just put more content on that, to get people to sign up, to get people to start watching, to get people to stay on HBO Max and keep watching what they really want to watch. And that, for this channel anyway, DC content. Now I'm excited for the other stuff too, Perry Mason, Lovecraft Country, but DC is where it's at right now, and it's just judging from all those 22 million viewers who went over to DC FanDome. Why not grab a whole bunch of those viewers and say, here, you want to see some quality DC content? Come on over to HBO Max. You'll get your Greg Berlanti's Green Lantern Corps. You'll get your Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then you'll get some J.J. Abrams content as well, as amongst others. Who knows? The sky's the limit when it comes to streaming. So I'm very excited that this was announced. Now we're talking about Justice League, right? Justice League is a big deal now. Almost everybody in the entire world knows about Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? I mean, honestly, it's a big topic. It's trending now. They got their own channel now, right? So Zack Snyder's Justice League, as you see, the Zack Snyder Bible put this out. The Snyder Cut trailer hits 10 million views in 1 week. More so, according to Social Blade, at HBO Max, YouTube subscribers count saw growth of 50% since the first countdown teaser, 167,000 to 250,000. And this is just growing now because this is a new channel. This is an absolutely new channel. It doesn't have the subscribership as a Warner Brothers YouTube account. Now, I'm not talking about the HBO Max, the actual app, because those have millions, but just showing the interest in it and having it at 10 million views at a relatively low 250,000 subscribers. This really, really shows that people are really intrigued. They love the trailer. They love it. They really want to see it. They're really looking forward to Zack Snyder's Justice League. They're really looking forward to learning about it more, right? But for the rest of us, we all know about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we know that it's really just part one. It's episode one, right? In Star Wars sense, it's like the episode one. It's part one. It's the first one of possible three. We already know that, as in terms of the FanDome, we know that Zack Snyder wanted to do Justice League Part 1, Justice League Part 2, Justice League Part 3, right? So there is a question now Now that Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out in 2021, is that it? Is that all we're going to get, right? And this is a question we've asked many, many times. And finally, there's now seemingly be rumors now, I'm just saying rumors, that Justice League and Man of Steel sequels are in the works with Zack Snyder attached. Now, why am I bringing this up? Usually I don't do too much rumors anymore, but I figure this is a great conversation to talk about. Not that it's actually coming true, but the possibilities of it are a little bit higher and the hopes for it are a little bit higher, but it all depends on us. Now, what am I talking about here, right? So Bounding Into Comics said rumor Justice League and Man of Steel sequels in the work with Zack Snyder attached. There's a huge article right here that you can go on, or I'll link it in the description below. Where is this coming from? Apparently, it came from a person named Mikey Sutton, right? Mikey Sutton, and what I've been told from fans who sent me these things is that he is a kind of a scooper, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't heard of him, but he did talk about that he had scooped that Henry Cavill was returning as Superman, which was later confirmed to be accurate. It's not really a surprise. I mean, I think everybody was also saying that as well, or we had hopes that he would return as well. So I don't know. But he's saying that because of the Snyder Cut coming out, it gave them the possibility that Zack Snyder, the interest level was there with all, it trended almost 1 million tweets and everything like that. And it was such a huge deal on social media. There was this urban legend that became true. And it was a big success, as HBO and HBO Max have said. It's already a success. So according to his inside sources, interest is now an understatement. It's more like a boiling desire. The hype for the Snyder Cut has reached its ultimate level. Fans have become increasingly vocal about seeing the public excitement, perhaps even exceeding that of the next Wonder Woman movie, which is true. I mean, I did a trailer reaction for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I did a trailer reaction for Wonder Woman 1984. I did a trailer reaction for the Batman. A lot of you, the Batman was more than Zack Snyder's Justice League, but for me, for my channel, Zack Snyder's Justice League was up here, Batman was right here, and Wonder Woman 1984. Which is too bad. But I think we've seen so much of Wonder Woman 1984 that we just want to watch it at this point. But anyway, I was told that they wouldn't be surprised if Snyder is given not only Man of Steel 2, but a third as well, completing his cinematic book on the Kryptonian. Remember that for a second, right? Remember that. And that's it. That's all he had to say. There was nothing really more to that. And I'm getting all this other talk about, hey, you know what? That also means that is he getting to do Justice League 1, 2, and 3, and also Man of Steel 2 and 3? And I'm like, hold on a second, because technically, Man of Steel 2 is Batman v Superman. And I'm going to bring this article up right here. This was back in September 21st of 2015 as on /film. Zack Snyder had addressed the Man of Steel 2 question in a chat with Canoe. I think in a way, Batman v Superman is Man of Steel 2. Justice League is kind of the transcendent Knights of the Round Table of the story. That's interesting for him to say that back then, knowing what we know now. It'd be interesting to think about what a standalone Superman movie might be. He never intended for Batman v Superman, Justice League 2 and 3 to be a standalone Superman, but he still calls it a Man of Steel sequel. This is Superman's arc, right? And I'm going to pull this up. This is from Screen Rant, written by Stephen M. Colbert. What was Zack Snyder's original 5-movie DCEU plan? Well, it's the 5-part Superman arc, starting with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League 2, and then finally Justice League 3. So that was a contained story. It was Man of Steel 2 and 3. So when I'm thinking what they're saying is that Zack Snyder will get to do Man of Steel 2 and 3, in my mind, it means he's getting to do Justice League 2 and 3 because this is the Superman arc. There's 5 parts to this Man of Steel epic, Man of Steel arc. And it's huge, right? What were we going to get in Justice League 2? Well, Justice League, something happens in Justice League 1. Justice League 2 is kind of like Darkseid takes over the world, right? We have a sense of that, and you can go. I'm totally gonna link this again in the description below so that you can read it yourself. But it kind of details what Justice League 2 could have been, and finally what Justice League 3 could have been, right? So that means Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League Part 1, Justice League Part 2 had a 5th companion to tell a single Superman arc, and so that was possible that's Justice League Part 3. So if HBO Max, if this is successful, unless they're already kind of talking about it, there is reason to believe that Zack Snyder could definitely be already attached to Justice League 2 and 3. Because we know Justice League 1 doesn't end the story. We know that now. It ends with a glimpse of Darkseid in the boom tube for us people who are in the know. And it alludes to the fact that that dude is going to come down to Earth, wreck shop, and we're going to get to see the nightmare future as intended back in that vision that Bruce Wayne saw in that nightmare scene, right? We're supposed to see that. We even see a glimpse of that in the Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer, where you zoom in, you see the Hall of Justice League wrecked, and you see the fire pits and everything, and it's like looking like Apocalypse and the Omega symbol. Come on. It definitely is something that was supposed to happen if it never got messed with. But we're in a different situation now, right? We're in a different situation now. Now that the Snyder Cut is announced, the Snyder Cut is coming, and Zack Snyder seemingly is able to do what he wants to do with it. Is that a yes? Or is that a no? Right? So we don't have anything official that he's going to do the entire 3-part Justice League, but we can go back to the exclusive Real Anarchy, Real Emotion video podcast, right? Then I'll click the YouTube link below. Yes, I'm in it, but I don't say anything. I just go in La La Land and just gaga over him. But I want to bring up this quote once again, right? In terms of, and this kind of, it's about Lex and Deathstroke, but it moves into the sequel talk a little bit with analogies. I mean, listen. Well, John Garza says, can you talk about Lex or Deathstroke or anything with them in the film? I mean, listen, the truth is, yes, that Lex scene is in the movie, and it's much different than apparently what was in the theatrical version, but it also has its own very particular purpose and root, which is what everyone needs to keep in mind. When I made the movie, the design of Justice League, literally, I just thought that we would do this movie, and I would be setting up a bunch of stuff for what would come after it, right? And it is what it is. I'm not like expecting to, continue, but I don't know what's going to happen. But my expectations are not like, oh, Warner Brothers is going to ask me to make another movie. You mean Warner Media or Warner Max, Zach? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, we'll do that for you. We'll ask for it, and we'll get to that in a minute. It's like any film I've ever made, that a sequel might not happen. We always talk about the Uptown problem is like you shoot all your bullets. Don't save any bullets. That's what the advice I would give to a filmmaker or anyone doing some kind of film where they think, maybe I'll make a sequel, so let's not put this cool idea in the movie because I'm going to save it for later. Never do that. Shoot all your bullets. The Uptown problem is trying to make more bullets. That's a better problem to have than no one ever seeing this cool idea I had. That problem of like, oh shit, I fucked up because no one ever saw it. But the Lex Luthor sort of arc, because there is a whole Lex Luthor concept I had, it would unfold over a longer narrative trajectory. That's a thing. I don't know. We'll see. Ben Everts, it says, so in that same vein, you shot everything, all your bullets that you wanted to shoot for Justice League. Well, a lot of bullets got shot, but not all of them. A lot of bullets got shot, but not all of them. Steven, probably the smartest of us all. Let's continue the analogy a little bit. You're talking about the making of more bullets. But in this scenario, you did have an opportunity to make a little more bullets at the tail end here, right? And if for you don't know, he means that you're able opportunity to shoot more for your film, right? Are you able to talk about the few changes you were able to make beyond what it would have been if you just polished up what you already had? Oh, 100%. I mean, it's a whole different experience being able to be out in the not just me at the house kind of fucking around and have a massive machine to use. Behind me points to his newly constructed office. I can do anything. Well, not anything. And also COVID-19 isn't fun. So what are we saying here, right? Now you can throw on the tinfoil and say, hey, you know what? What's he trying to say? Is he trying to say that he shot? How much bullets did he shoot? Did he shoot enough bullets to, like, you know, parts of 2 and 3? Or what is he? Or is he just saying shot all the bullets, but not all of them for just the first one? What is Justice League? Is Justice League the whole narrative, a longer narrative? To him, does Justice League mean Justice League? Or does Justice League mean Justice League Part 1? I'm always wondering about that. But the reason why I said it's very probable that we could indeed one day get Justice League 2 and 3, maybe, right? I mean, it depends on a few things. First of all, it depends on Zack Snyder. Well, actually, no, it depends on, I think HBO Max shows that it can happen. And if HBO Max want to say, look, the first 4 episodes are awesome, people were signing up, they're tuning in. I hope you better do that, sign up and tune in. I'm sure the first episode that drops, people are going to be signing like crazy. But it also depends on if Zack Snyder wants to do it. It seems like he said he'll probably do it if the fans really want it, right? And we have to vote with our money here. We really have to vote with our money. Also, HBO Max, that's a possibility as well. But it also comes down to the cast and crew. Will the cast and crew do it? Will Ben Affleck do it? Will Henry Cavill do it? Will Gal do it? Are they looking at this like we're just going to finish up what we started, whatever we worked on, and with nothing else that's coming after it? Or are we talking about finishing up the entire cut, right? And that's what's exciting, because we could get a possibility of more, especially in an HBO Max miniseries format. This is season 1. And what happens after season 1? You get a cliffhanger. You get a season finale. And then next season, you get a season premiere. So that's what I'm excited about, and that's where I'm optimistic about it. But what does HBO Max think? HBO Max says, one step at a time. When someone asks, I already want a proper Zack Snyder sequel, HBO Max says, one step at a time. So I know all these rumors are going around. You're getting excited for Justice League 2 and 3, which essentially to me is Man of Steel 2 and 3. But we have to vote with our dollar here. We actually have to show HBO Max that we want that second step. We want the next step after Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I hope by then the whole entire cast will want to come back to do more. I think they will. I think Zack Snyder has that. He has that in him. He's able to move mountains. He's able to say, guys, let's do it. And they're like, let's do it. So I hope that happens. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Please, if you like this type of content, pretty much a daily dose of DC movie news, please click the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, keep my hot dog light on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.